Evening, folks. Welcome to our live stream of the Moravia final between Graham Scales and Tony McCallion. Evening, folks. Sorry we had a bit of problems with the scoreboard there, but I think we're back on it. First frame there to Scales with a good clearance. So I'm joined with our Elgin doubles, one half of our Elgin doubles, Gav.
Yeah, cheers Forky, thanks for having me today.
No problem, it's an absolute pleasure. We've got your partner in crime through the house as well, so hopefully you'll be joining us, will you?
We're going to get him tanked up on some for some colour commentary.
Of course, she's got the keg, didn't you?
Yeah, we got the keg, and lucky for Drew, I didn't drink tenants, so I just gave him my 30 pints. So he's here to make the most of that.
I don't know why if our internet just dropped out there for a second, but let's have a little look. So of course, this is a repeat of last Friday's game because they played for money last Friday.
They did, yeah. And yeah, tight game. I think Scales just squeaked it at the end, didn't he?
He did. He was ahead mostly through it, but I think Tony pulled him back. I think he was like 8-6, and then about 10-7 ahead, and Tony pulled it back to 11-11, and I thought, oh, Tony's going to kick on, and it was actually Graham that then went and kicked on.
Yeah, absolutely. Tony definitely had a rally, and Scales just showed his class there to keep everything together and managed to get over the line.
They know each other so well. I mean, they've grown up in Elgin together, so they've played countless times.
Well, with that, predictions, what are your thoughts?
You know what? I'm going with Scales. I know it might be an easy one, but when I watched him against Neil Simpson, I thought he had the cleaner win than Tony did against Ty, because Tony was 4-0 down to Ty.
Yep, yeah, I would agree. My heart says Tony, my head says Scales. Basing it on, as you say, the semi-finals, Tony and Ty's match was a bit more of a slugfest. You know, there wasn't a whole heap of tactics, shall we say. It was just they both went for everything. Whereas I think Scales will be a bit more methodical in this game. But we'll see.
Yeah, I think Ty gave Tony chances, which I don't think Scales will. And we've got Mark in the comments there saying he predicts 10-6 to Scales, which I think could be. I mean, it's actually, for these guys, it's actually quite a short format, the 10 frames.
Yeah, especially with how quickly they can take them out as well. Absolutely. I certainly hope that the best of Tony turns up tonight. And
of course, he's a teammate of yours at the Harbour Inn, isn't he?
I was his replacement.
You were his replacement. That's not a bad replacement to get in, is it?
Yeah, that's a nice shot from Scales there. He's looking really sharp right now.
Yes. Oh, and we're joined by your other half, the other doubles winner.
Absolutely,
That's
my
me.
teammate and fellow champion.
Good start for Graham.
It is. I didn't really see the first one because we were mucking about with the scoreboard, but I think it was a good clearance, was it?
Oh, look at that shirt. He's got the logo and everything on. Okay, he's came to put on a show.
This is his way of advertising to himself. I've got one and Regan's got one as well, but
I was about to ask, is this new team shirts? Because I think he put a team together, didn't he?
He has. No, these were for the. These were just for the streaming, because obviously we're playing and trying to advertise what we're doing here.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, Russell Scales saying it was a dish, was it? Was that the first frame? I think it was, but it was. We were mucking about here with trying to get the scoreboard right, so we kind of missed most of it.
Of course.
Came in tonight at 6 o'clock to put the cameras and all that up, but I wasn't happy with the angle, so I ended up mucking about with them for longer than expected, which then you're rushing to get it going.
Hey, but that time, putting in the time though, of course, it's really putting on a good show for everybody as well. And I think I'm pretty sure everybody watching the stream would thank you as well. Forky, I've got to say, the effort these are putting in is amazing.
The thing is, we're getting quite good viewers. The last Neil Simpson against Scales in the semis, we were up over 60 viewers at one point.
That's really good.
Which is really good considering how small Elgin is. And so I was looking at the stats, and it's been really good. We're at 120 odd subscribers now.
Brilliant.
We didn't think we'd get to 100. The only reason we started using YouTube was because Facebook Live's a bit up and down with the connection, so we thought this would be better.
Absolutely. I need something a bit more consistent, and obviously we've got the stream's #1 fan, Russell Scales. I'm pretty sure he's been on viewing every stream so far.
He's stuck in the North Sea, so I think he's still got another week before he's home.
That'll be why it's so quiet here tonight.
Give it time.
So obviously last weekend was finals day. Do you have any reflections on the day? Obviously you had a quite fantastic moment yourself. What did you make of it?
Oh, overall? It was good. It was good. I think that now sets the standard of what the finals day for Elgin should be. You know, with the quality of the tables, but also the atmosphere and the games and fun we had. Somebody said to me, "Have you watched back your break dish video yet?" And I was like, "I did," but then I realised how badly shots I was actually playing in it.
I don't know.
All I can remember was just the wall of noise. And then I watched Adams back, and he just seemed controlled and everything easy, where I think I was flying by the seat of my pants.
I know it looked really measured, everything. I think you played one shot where it was a slight cut back into the corner and you landed absolutely plumb. And I think that's where all of us knew, like, oh my god, he's taking this out.
Well, it was actually the one before that. I meant to leave myself almost a straight one, but I didn't even put my hand flat on the table and I nearly miscued.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where you play to stun it, but nerves get the better of you and you just roll through by accident. Yeah.
That was it, 100%. So what about yourselves? And that's doubles win. So you had... see Regan Campbell that runs the league and his partner Coos in the final, and it was a hard fought battle.
Yeah, it was a really, really fun match to play. Actually, I think we look back on it, thinking that it was so much fun. The style of pool that both teams were playing and the standard we were playing to. Obviously, being Scotch doubles, you know, you really sort of trusted in your teammates.
Yeah, there's no hiding place.
Yeah, and just, you know, getting on the same page as your teammate. Both teams did really well with that.
I was actually quite surprised that Regan was quite reserved the way he was playing compared to normal. But
I think Regan understood the importance of keeping Coos in sort of A1 position, really, and trying to, you know, when it's just yourself, you can be comfortable leaving yourself the tougher shots from time to time, but when you're playing Scotch doubles, you have a responsibility to play the best shots for your partner, which I think both teams did really well.
I think the table might have just caught Graham out there a little bit, because
he's overrun it, but then he did rush the shot. This was something that I was worried about. Was, you know, there's not a lot of time being taken, whereas this is good to see that Tony's actually putting some time and effort, and this is the Tony that I was wanting to see tonight. Taking his time measuring
I think
shots.
Graham's better when he's flowing. He doesn't like the stop start, whereas Tony really a bit more measured and can kind of be to his advantage if he slows him down.
Yeah. Oh, that's
It's a bit unlucky. It's probably the only bit he probably needed to actually put a wee bit of swerve to make the pot an angle there.
Yeah. I thought he could actually see it, but obviously the way he played it meant he couldn't.
Ooh, I thought he'd missed that there.
See, reclothed pockets will take those.
Oh, I'll tell you, these had a shot of these tables and they're absolutely lovely. See down the cushions, rolling balls down the cushions, they actually go in, whereas the old table was quite tight at those ones.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time you could roll a ball down one of these rails, so that's nice. Looking forward to have a go on it. So the doubles, as we were talking about there, I thought Reg and Coos played a really good game, and then once it got to 3-3, they had a chance to go 4-3 up, didn't quite go to plan.
That's right,
and then that sort of gave us the edge, and I think we started to sort of get a bit more comfortable after that.
Yeah, I think he's kind of settled better after that, whereas they started then chasing it.
Yes,
and they were trying to... But there was a couple of times where I kind of... Obviously, I play with both players in the Springer, and I was kind of looking at it going, I really want Regan to go and pull one of his shots out where he pots a ball and just like fires into everything, and just to try and change up momentum, because they were playing, there was a few times where it was covered in pockets and tippy-toppy, and I was like, Regan, just go into it, you know, and just, because obviously watching it on comms we could see the momentum was with yourself and Andrew, and it was, you know, kind of turning the screw at that point. I was like, Regan, just do something to...
Yeah, I think that's sort of something that you feel as well. That might have led to them maybe chasing even more. Once you put yourself in that position of having to chase, and then putting yourself under the pressure of having to then make things happen that maybe aren't necessarily there, it would sort of just play into me and Drew's hands, which I think it did towards the end.
I mean, you're both very intelligent players as well as, you know, good Qists. So, you know, when it got into that kind of battle, you were, you know, more than a match for it.
Yeah, that was it. We just kept saying to each other all the time, just going, keep it tight. Let's just crawl over the line if we have to. Don't chase anything. Don't get ourselves in trouble. And the good thing about Drew is because he's such a lanky guy is if I leave him like
You can
long
reach.
long straight pots and stuff, that's his bread and butter. You know, you can just leave him those and he'll sink them every time.
I know, it's funny when he's queuing down because he's actually got like really long fingers and
Yeah.
you know, you can bridge over balls really well.
Yeah.
Well, when he used to play at Harbour Inn, this is quite an important frame here for Tony. He's got a chance and the balls are spread.
And that has not worked out great.
No.
He's going to cut that
Don't know
yellow
if our other camera
into
shows.
the top left. Yeah, he's going to play the cut here. Nice. I don't know if you can maybe play the white off two cushions and cannon into that red next to the yellow on the top rail. Oh, he's gone into the black instead to hold it. That's not the worst result in the world for him.
No, he's not leaving anything easy starting. But then again, you know, if Graham gets, he'll probably go for maybe the bottom, long pot down the bottom, and if he gets it, then you know, the balls are there again.
Yeah. This will show how comfortable he's feeling. Oh, very comfortable. Okay. Answers that question, and that's landed pretty much ideal for him.
I suppose the other thing is, consider the tables got done yesterday. So neither players really had a chance to practice on them.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a home table at the moment, is there? See who can get into the rhythm of it first. Russell Scales there saying the new cloths look great, and Davy G saying they look lightning fast.
Yeah, it's actually the same cloth we had on. It's a Hainsworth. It's just the powder blue. Because we didn't want to go with the Strachan because we thought that was a bit of a risk with it changing the actual cloth. So
Yeah,
we went for the same one because the cloth was good. But yeah, the blue. And it was.
Oh, careful here.
He's alright.
Oofed.
He judged that well, but obviously with the blue. That's
Cheers,
Mark.
kid up.
Mark Kidd.
I don't know here if he can. It looks like he's going to be going into the yellow if he tries to play the one into the top left. So he might have to go middle, come up into the bulk area. I'm not
That's
quite sure unless he
not a
can.
lot of space coming off that, is there?
Yeah, unless he thinks he can screw it in the cush. No, so maybe try and. Oh, he's gone for the double. Great
For the
shot.
double.
Well done.
Yeah, that's confidence, isn't it? 'Cause
Yeah, he's settled in immediately. So will we do a quick shout out to Foggy C, who I think were the real winners last weekend?
Oh yeah, of course. In so they had the St Andrews in the first competition. It was the Meldrum,
Yeah.
you know, and they kind of they did well in that, but then I think they were 4-0 down in the next one.
Yeah.
And
Sorry, New Club GP for bringing that up.
Yeah,
but
they were 4-0 down. I thought, well, they've done well. You know, last year was their first ever finals day,
yeah.
and they got beat. You know, and this year they've made it again and they've won a competition. But you know,
And they went, we'll just win two.
yeah,
instead.
we'll just take all the trophies home. So
Yeah, why not? Since
Why
we're here,
not?
let's do it.
So
Yeah,
it was great to see.
congratulations to them. Like they had a really good day. It was good to see. And I think someone told me it was it Margaret's first trophy after
Yeah.
many years in the league.
Well, their aim last year was to get her to finals day because it'd be the first final, and
Oh,
then, you know, so
brilliant,
they went,
okay.
so they did that last year, and then this year they went and got the trophy. So
Excellent stuff. Yeah, it was good to see. They had a really good day, and then Alan Bonnyman doing what he does, just winning a singles title against Keith. That's a
yeah,
really
I mean
good one
Keith,
as well.
Keith did brilliantly to get to the final, but it was just, you know, Bondi's just too strong in the end. I think you know,
Ooh.
well,
Oh, well,
at least they're
we
not
were
paying. At least they're not paying for the frames tonight. Nah, they are really. They are.
Yeah, I think Keith will obviously recognise that it wasn't his day that day.
Yeah, just Bondi settled quicker, and once Bondi's got a lead, he was ruthless.
Yeah, absolutely. It was good to see them. I
Yeah,
imagine they'll both be back for more
Oh
finals.
yeah, 100%. I mean, Bondi's has been on the cusp of winning that one for quite a while. He's won everything else. That was the one missing from his
Yeah.
collection. So.
Just another feather to the cap. So
Aye, that's Russell Scales. That's the breaks you want in the flyers because we've changed the rules for our grassroots flyers. So there's now
It's
a
a
golden
golden
break,
break.
and you know, to
Okay.
get a bit of points.
Very good.
Yeah, that was the regulars just asking if they can put the pool on the TV through the house or if it would affect their internet. But so if we drop out, we'll have to go and kick them off the TV. No, it's quite good they can do that. The older members like to go sit in the bar and watch.
Yeah. It's nice and comfy through there. It's a bit quieter as well.
Yeah, that's it. It's the pool room's a bit.
That's another nice shot from Scales there. He's looking really comfortable at the moment. Early warning signs for Tony, but maybe this was part of his plan, going down 4-0 again to muster the victory.
The old rope-a-dope.
Oh, I think he's... I don't know if he's landed on that.
He hasn't. Can you see the outside?
I don't know. The
don't-
bottom one on the right. It's
It
looking
doesn't
like,
really tell us anymore, does it?
like it's a cut into the bottom left and maybe cannon into that red. Oh no, maybe you can't see it.
He's feeling down quite comfortably.
Ah well, shows what we know.
You know what they say, the camera never lies. It just doesn't tell us the truth.
Oh dear.
Yeah, he
Unlucky.
needed to can in the red there. I think that was the only way he was getting on going that way.
Yeah, absolutely. So a bit of rerouting here.
It's funny, but 4-0 can be quite a dangerous lead because he can get a bit slack and.
I'm wondering if he's going to cannon this off the red to keep angle. No, he just went straight into it.
Oh, where's the black? Oh, I'll
Oh,
tell you
wow.
what
He's
a
had
week.
a result there.
Oh,
Oh, what's he done? What's he done? Has he gone too far?
oh,
Oh, he's just swinging from the hip here. Wow.
he has as well, hasn't he? Yeah, there's a few curse words there.
I'm not sure what shot he's got here. Try and come
Not
just
much.
above the right middle pocket with reverse side. That's quite low percentage. Maybe bottom, play the treble, bottom cushion. Yeah, he's looking at now, bottom cushion, top cushion.
Mm-hmm.
Come back and knock the black in the middle.
Yeah, bottom side, top, middle. Doesn't look like he's cueing that either. He's just
straight
trying
up
to
and
hit
down.
it. Yeah.
So
Up and down
top-
twice.
Yeah, here it comes. That's a beautiful shot. Well
Oh.
done. Yeah,
Yeah, well,
done Scales.
we're actually saying we're going to, because it's about 60 days now that we've been doing this, we're going to put of all the ones we stream, we're going to put like a top 10 shots together
Oh, yeah.
compilation and then let everyone vote. And this is well, half the shots have looked out so far were in his match against Mark Taylor in the quarter final.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he said to me earlier, he says, "Oh, after this, all the other shots will be mine as well." And I was like, "You
Right.
cocky." Right, he might.
There's a fine line between cockiness and confidence, and he seems
Yeah.
to be treading it well at the moment. Right, come on, Tony. Let's see if you can get something going here, buddy.
He's- You know,
That's a very nice.
you don't really. It's 5-0 to Graham, and you don't really know where Tony's game is at the moment because he hasn't really
Yeah,
had enough table time to.
absolutely. I think he had one, like, sort of clear-cut opportunity
Yeah.
to make the most of it, and then it's been pretty one-sided at the moment. I think he'd probably go for reds here.
Yeah, just,
Decision. Do you want to take that one in the middle? Leave
Oh.
yourself the bottom rail.
yeah, I would take a left-hand one because the chances are you're either leaving the bottom rail or you've still got the right hand.
Yeah, so he's gone that way.
Very close to the cushion.
Oh, okay, playing the inner over here, I think. Just try and come up for the one in the middle of the table. So Tony's just not quite with it at the moment.
No, I mean I don't think he had any intention of trying to pot that there. If he did, then it was.
I think it was a two-way shot, a bit of an inner over. I think he knows he's struggling at
Yeah,
the
I
moment.
think those in or overs you really need to commit and.
Gordon Duncan there saying, what a finish on the black there. Yeah, absolutely. Scales is flowing at the moment.
Trendy there, blue cloth is so much better, lighter around the pockets with less shadows, so that's good.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. Second bite of the cherry. He's got a nice angle to get down on
Yeah,
the bottom rail as well.
there was a wee exclamation of surprise from Scales and he missed that. I think he was on autopilot.
So it's a bit fiddly here. He needs to come down for the one on the bottom, and it's about leaving yourself a nice opportunity to get on these reds up the top. Oh, Tony. You wanted to get on them straight away. Okay.
Feels pain. I know these type of games when you're just not.
And Scales is just completely dialed in.
He's alright there. Just such, because he'll be in his head will be in the way if we stay on that camera.
That's another nice shot.
He's very, though he's attacking, he is very, very controlled. He's not really.
Yeah, he's not chasing the shots. He's just playing them the right way.
It doesn't look a good angle from here.
I mean, I think he can play 2 or 3 cushions. Just go down the bottom of the table and back round. Yeah, just like that. Up for the black again.
Very well there again. It's almost perfectly judged.
Nice and comfortable. Just don't try and do anything with the white ball here. You just focus on the pot. Nice pocket weight, and it should just go in.
Oh, he hit it hard. He didn't.
All right. Come on, Tony.
Now this could be a sore one for Graham if Tony can. These. You just expect Tony to do this 9 times out of 10.
Yeah. Got to get back up to the bulk end. Ooh, that's. He wants to get that a bit thinner. Didn't know really what he connecting with them, but right.
And Russell, about time he misses.
So round the houses here, I think. Cut in the middle. Always tried to control it.
Oh, you might get away with that though.
It should be an easy enough swerve.
Yeah, I think he's just come too far.
Oh, where's the?
What's happened to that camera?
There you go. Has the other camera been nudged?
Yeah, the other camera's been nudged.
I'll let you go and take care of that, will I?
I'll go and sort that. Looks like it's in place. You just.
Well, it looks like camera 2 has maybe been nudged a wee bit, so Forky's just off to go and have a look, see how it's doing. Right, sorry about that, folks. Just trying to get things sorted. Tony here with another chance.
Plays an awful lot of spin, Tony, doesn't he?
He does. He likes his spin in his side, but if you know how to play it, it's a
Yeah, that's
really
it. I
handy
remember
weapon.
when I used to play with him, he had a 7mm tip, and he'd guarantee once a night, whether it was in a match or in the practicing before it, he would miscue.
Oh yeah.
You know, he'd have.
It's far too small a tip. I couldn't play with that. You
No.
have to cue
I
like
think
an
he's
absolute dream. For
yeah, I
that.
think he's back up to about an 8mm or 8.5. But I remember that Mark show him the few games of snooker, and he could pot away at snooker as well. Like no idea how he could play snooker with
Snooker
7.
with it. How did that not just split?
I know
The
it was
idea.
like hitting a boulder with a matchstick. But he used to be able to do it quite well.
Yeah.
He wasn't a great snooker player, but
Yeah.
he'd still pot.
Right, here we go. Here, test the queuing once you get on this last red. It was unnecessary to go all the way up there, I think.
Yeah, if he wanted close. The closer he is to the red, the easier it is to pot it with.
Yeah, you should have made sure of your angle rather than that. Now he's kind of screwing up towards the left-hand side of the table.
Tell you, on the old cloth, I would say this is one of the most difficult shots. But let's just see how this new one takes it. It might be a bit more.
Yeah, that was the worry. Okay, well that's worked out as well as he could have hoped, I think. Let's play the cut along the rail here. One has gone in.
Yeah.
Well done, Tony. Nice finish there.
And Tony's off the mark. It's good to see.
Cheers, Trendy. This is my first time on the stream doing the comms, so just hoping to do it a bit of justice. I agree with you though, like watching Q Sports in the silence is an absolute killer. Like you don't get the bug for watching it like you do when there's sound. So here we go, scales again. Looking really comfy. Looks like he's already got his pattern decided in his head because he's just cruising through it. Nice shot. Drop in the middle. Don't know what angle he can leave himself here. They screw on and off the side or just maybe slide into the yellow. Just got to be a little bit careful here that you don't gear sell a dodgy lie at the end of it. It should be okay. Yeah, screwing off the cushion. It's fair enough. Oh dear. Okay. Is the tide about to turn? Let's find out. It's interesting. They both seem to be sort of rattling stuff in that top pocket at the moment. better from Tony. Starting to get hold of this cue ball a little bit better now. So a couple of ways you can go about this. Probably try and slide up the right hand side of the table to take the left hand yellow in the middle. Just like that. Yeah, that's nicely done. Because he's coming down here, right, pal, you could leave your cell low on the yellow so you can drift up and pot the black in the middle, or you can just trust your cell to take the black up into the top bag. See what he decides. Yeah, he's left himself short to just drift up the top half of the table and drop the black in the middle. Yes. Nice finish there from Tony. And there we go, 6-2. Both players making good use of the cut break at the moment.
Yeah, somebody said it's the favoured break on these faster cloth tables was the cut break.
Was it?
Somebody was saying earlier on that.
Bad news for me because I'm useless at the cut break. Right. There's no clear route for either of them. Both have got work to do. Yellow's the easier start. Just how do you deal with that yellow next to the black?
I was in the pool room and he missed the red in the last frame scales and the language wasn't pretty.
Oh, was it not?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's always aware in the back of his mind of Tony's quality, knowing he can come back at him.
Absolutely, yeah. They're both capable of rattling off frames. I think he's now starting to chase this one a little bit, but I don't see what other choice he has. Ooh, I'm not sure what he's trying to do now.
It's okay, I think he can go into the middle one and cut the middle one back.
Looked a bit rough. Oh, Tony springs out of his chair. I think he's got a bounce in his step now. Another wide open table for him.
Yeah, he's got the same sort of problem as Scales did, it's just that yellow and black together.
I think the black goes into the top
Black
right.
will go, but he just needs to be on it.
Yeah.
The way the kind of game's gone, I think Tony was rather an easier.
So I think he recognises you kind of want to take the two on the bulk lines sort of earlier, just so that you're not having to use one of them to get on the black ball at the end. I think that's what he's sort of trying to figure out at the moment. I think ideally the red furthest to the left would be your last ball.
The one just above the left middle is the perfect position if you can get the white.
Yeah, so just figure out your path.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah,
you should be able to clip this top one in and round. Well, you see, this is commentators' cars. We work out from the camera angles how you'd go about it, and
see, because for me there, the one near the bulk, take that one and swing around two cushions. Try and get yourself on the next one on the bulk.
Big kind of target, to get into the middle if you go this way.
Playing that with side, swing around the two.
Perfect.
That's nicely done. Take this one, and then you can probably
top this forward, or are you trying to pull it back?
I think you come down the left again, try and get on the one in the middle. I would have maybe tried to come for the lower one first.
I think the angle.
So hopefully he can. Yeesh, he needs to be careful
I
here.
know. I was
Actually.
just going. I was like,
So yeah, he's gonna have to
play
play
a tooth dryer that because
play the one on the left around 3 cushions. Come down. You've got a lot of space to work with here, so you can't underhit it though.
my camera might have
But
just.
he's landed a bit awkward now.
That's the sort of angle he's looking at for the black. So does he just pull this back, play the black with double into the middle? Would that be a? I don't really see how he's going to get the left hand side of it for the top pocket.
I think try and screw off the cushion just below the middle bag. Yeah, like that. Asked a lot of it there. Hasn't left it terrible.
Yeah, I wonder if Graham might just dump him on the spot, side cushion here behind the yellow.
Oh, he's looking at the potting angle. That's worked out nicely.
Good shot.
So you can drop this one in.
I think you can drop the middle one in.
I think it's tight to the cushion. I think he'll be playing that up the top right. Big bag. You can play it in or over. I don't think it goes in the middle, or does it?
I think it does. It's one of those you don't really want to play up the top because you're coming off, the white's coming off the knuckle.
Yeah. From this angle it looks
Yeah,
tight
from
to the
this
cushion,
angle.
but the other one, maybe it does drop. Okay. Yeah, see, that was dangerous.
It must have done if you take it from that angle, because I would have thought he would have left that to find a better angle for it.
Yeah. It must have gone, because Scales wouldn't have played it if it didn't, In Scales we trust. Right, Tony's got his tail up a little bit now. Oh, sorry. Get the score updated.
Promoted to commentator Gov.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to my time on it, Reg.
I didn't realise it was getting so dark in here.
Yeah, I didn't notice either, to tell you the truth.
Just staring at that screen, isn't it?
I don't know, it feels more cinematic though when you're in a dark room looking at a screen. It's the first dry break in a while, I think.
Tony seems to be coming back now, better for the viewers.
Yeah, I was just saying there, he's got his tail up a little bit now.
He needed a few frames to get into it,
Yeah.
Let's just go for the Scales. I was hoping Scales was going to miss eventually.
I think you had to hope for him to miss the way he was playing the first few frames. So, he's trying to play the red to cannon into the yellow in the middle. Oh, it's not worked out, but he's fluked the red. Okay. Well, now he's on reds, which is not ideal. Ooh.
I think our side camera's back working. It's not zoomed in as I would like, but
That's a nice shot. Very nice shot there. Do you think that red on the side cushion doubles? He's maybe got a full pocket because of that yellow,
yeah,
but I'm not
I
sure.
think the yellow might be in the road.
Just playing this with bags aside. Very nicely judged again.
I might be able to should be able to move that yellow.
I was just wondering that. It's not easy to put power on with that. Yeah, that was the danger.
If he played it anymore, he was losing the white all the way down there.
Yeah, I think when you're Chinese snookered, it's very hard to put power into your shots without losing control of it. Ooh. don't know if this is worth going for the finish straight away. Mind you, it's not obvious if there's a safety out there. I think he thought he'd missed that for a second there. You could just see the way he stood up on it.
There's just someone on the ball or something that flicked up.
Ooh, okay, I don't know why he played that.
No, it's a bit of a snatcher, wasn't it?
Well, he's going to play the plant now down at the bottom. I don't think there's another choice. Two-way shot here. They might bite. They might both go if you play this with pace. See, I don't like the fact that he's not got down to actually look at it. That's better. Get up and have a look. See, but he's not gone down there to measure it or look, which is a bit concerning. But he's played it very well. Nicely done. Nice shot. Now do you play the safety? Just roll up behind the yellow. I think he is. Oh, he's just got there. Okay. It's the right shot. Okay, Tony backing himself here. Ooh, he couldn't have landed much nicer. Trust yourself here. Play this with a trace aside so that it goes in. You want this to hang the bag. Yeah, I think that's worked out okay for him. I don't know what angle Scales has got here to sort of...
I think he can take a pocket Scales if he gets up there.
Yeah. Hard to get up there.
After this frame, I'm going to reset that camera.
Yeah, he's given that a welly. And yeah, he might be able to cut that in. At the very least, take the bag. There's a good chance you're going into the black here with this shot. So, just got to hope that, the worst doesn't happen to you. That's nicely judged. This would be much easier if he was 6-0 up, but it's 6-3. Need to take a bit of care here now.
This is kind of stops the momentum a little bit. So he needs to play this, softly and.
He played that very well.
And he played it confidently.
Yeah.
I thought he was just going to roll that dead weight just to give it every chance. I'm just going to go reset that camera.
Yeah.
Scream if something goes wrong.
I will do. Right, so that is our fearless cameraman Forky going to try and sort out camera 2. Oh, there we go. As we can see. I'll just get back to camera 1 for the moment.
Got it in my hand.
Ah, right, okay.
I'm just getting a wee second to, I think,
Where are we?
might have just overheated because of the lights.
7-3 to Scales at the moment. Russell Scales saying that's a huge black. Yeah, it was an important one to win. 7-3 compared to 6-4. It's good to see Trendy watching the stream as well. Lads from Keith are coming in to watch the stream. Local leagues supporting each other, which is good to see. good break there from Scales as well. Ooh, he went for reds there. I think an argument could be made for Tony to go yellows here. Right, so not quite the ideal angle here. Take the one into the top left, he might have to cannon into his other yellow, so nudge it towards the middle bag. Just needs to keep control of this. I think obviously the yellow in the top right will be his last ball to drop the black into the left middle. So just needs to be careful here with this shot. Oh, he's gone the other way, leaving himself long to get on the right hand side cushion. I didn't realise he had that shallow of an angle. And that's a very nice shot. Russell Scales asking what's up next on the stream. Have no idea. I'll have to defer to Forky for that one.
I'm not sure. Not sure. We haven't got any money matches arranged.
It's gonna be the next flyer.
The grassroots flyer will be on Wednesday, but
oh,
that's a badness.
Yeah. That one will hurt.
Yeah, sorry, I'm still mucking about with that other camera. I get focused on one thing at a time. So, yeah, so we do our grassroots flyer on the Wednesday night, and coming up soon, we're away to launch our Open Sunday series.
Yeah.
Which is the first one of that's already filled up, which is good to see. With the ending of Moravia, I don't think we've got any money matches that have been confirmed. There's a few that's been spoken about. So we're actually entering a team in the Scottish 8-Ball Pool Federation Interleague in 8th to 11th of May.
Are you?
Which is international rules.
It is, yeah.
So I need to learn them because I've never played a frame.
Exactly the same. I didn't realise that you were playing for a team, Forky, because I will also be
I
there
know,
in that tournament.
I did see your name in as well, but it's we haven't played in, well, Elgin haven't. Keith always put a team in, but Elgin haven't put a team in for quite a while, so we thought we'd give it a go.
Good
and
stuff.
I've
yeah.
never played a frame of international rules, so I've watched Ultimate Pool, but I don't think that really helps with the rules because they don't really miss or anything, do they? So.
Nah, not at all. I think the big one will be when to play the loss of turn shot. I think that's the main one.
Yeah.
Oh. Saying Boo versus Scales would be good on their current form.
Yeah, that would be a good match.
That was from Trendy. And we've got Brian Robson. You've seen some of the stuff that Only Frames do on their channel. Yeah, I've seen Only Frames, yeah. Yeah. See if we can do some of that interesting and entertaining stuff. Oh, I don't know if we have any commentators that captivating to mimic their kind of channel.
It's I think we're just getting started. So I mean, we've got we're just working on an events calendar for the club. So we'll kind of have one event separate from, you know, the pool and the flyers and that a month. So 1 month it'll be a snooker event, 1 month it'll be a pool event, or it could be a bar event, you know, like a race night or quiz and things. So we're trying to work that calendar out just now, but we've got a few ideas for some of the pool events that'll be good. Yeah, Russell's would be good to see some Keith Forrest Nairn boys through. Yeah, I mean we had Matty Kennedy, who plays in the Nairn League, through. He played a match through here, and they were really, you know, pushing it and sharing it amongst their social media. We get everyone to watch it. We've got Simon Bremner for Forrest. He's made the final of the Lake, you know, the first round losers of this competition. So, and the finalist it's an all Bucky semi-final. So we'll have Forrest versus Bucky. So we're hoping they'll pick this as a venue, you know, as a neutral venue. So that'll be quite a good one to stream.
Actually, I played a frame for Simon Bremner's Forest team a couple of months ago when they were short of a player, and I happened to be in the pub at the time.
The Carisbrook.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually played for them for half a season a while back. Just one of my friends used to play, so I helped them out. They're a good bunch of boys. The Forest League is a good laugh.
Yeah.
I played in the Forest singles once, and it was like, it went on till like 1 o'clock in the morning, you know, and the bars were still open and that. It was a bit of a...
Scales here, looking like he's going to get himself on the hill. It's bonkers to think this match has only taken an hour so far.
I know.
Wow, 11 frames in less than an hour.
Just the standard so high.
Yeah.
And it hasn't really been in the tippy-tappy.
Ian Hopkinson asking who's winning. I don't know how to respond to that question.
We're all winning because we're watching a fabulous final.
Yeah.
A quality final. See on the chat, can you not see the scoreboard? I don't know, you'll have to explain that one later, Hoppy.
I sense that's a little bit tongue-in-cheek. You got any plans for when this is finished, Forky? Looks like it'll be getting wrapped up quite soon. Are you staying here
Tonight?
to get any more stuff done?
No, I've got a little bit of testing to do with the camera, because we're trying to work out what we found when we did the grassroots flyers. Because the two tables are on, you're with one camera on each table, and then we're switching between them.
Yeah.
And I was actually watching a bit of it at home, and it was really annoying me that I was watching a frame, and then before that frame was finished, they jumped to the other one because the guy was on the block or something, and you hadn't seen any of that frame, so you weren't really invested in that frame, you know. And so we're trying to work out a way where we can get the cameras, but also maybe get a camera in camera, so you can have, you know, camera in the corner as well, where you're keeping an eye on the other, and when you do switch, you know, you can still see the other one, but needs a bit of testing, because we understand most people watch these on the phones.
Yes.
It looks great on the TVs because they're big enough, but when you watch it, that's why we never do split screen for the two tables.
Yeah, I was wondering that actually. I thought about that today. So here we go. Scales looking like he wants to wrap up with an early night.
Yeah, some of these waist scales has played so far. I'll probably curse him here. You know.
I'm sure
It looks
Tony
bad.
would
It looks
appreciate
bad
it.
on Tony, but apart from a few misses in the middle, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, Tony won't walk away saying he's played well or any, you know, even
No.
close to it. But he hasn't really been given the chance.
Yeah. No, I'm fine, thank you. Yeah. No, I'm good, thank you. Right, what do we do here? Screw back to the side rail, or try and screw
Please.
between the two reds?
Yeah, I think if he's playing, you'll go between the two.
Yeah, just like that. And then what do you do here? Try and... Oof, I don't know, you can play this with lots of side, try and come down the right, or, I don't know, does it go straight down the bottom? In which case you just drop it in. Right, so he's gone down the right, yeah.
Yeah, perfectly judged.
Don't roll the white bar into the bottom corner. There we
Ah,
go,
there
and
we
that
go.
is that.
And that's the Moravia over for another year and a bit. Say year and a bit because it takes about a year and a half to get all the games played. But,
Yeah.
so that's Graham Scales. That's his first time as well.
So that's your Moravia finals champion, Graham Scales. Well done to him.
Yeah.
Getting some congratulations.
Disappointed with the way I played, actually.
There he is, and here's the champ himself
Just saying.
coming
you
here
know,
to try and get
Tony
some
can't really
sympathy.
walk away saying he played rubbish because he didn't really.
Hardly had a shot, did he?
No,
I think I had 3 break dishes and
Yeah, it was.
a reverse dish there, so.
Oh, it was fabulous. Yeah, if it was a boxing match, I think they would have stopped it after the fifth.
I was
Yeah.
disappointed not to win by more, to be honest. They threw him a couple of frames that
You
I felt
did.
I should have had as well.
You did.
But again, he was missing and giving me the. I never really missed for the first 6 frames, so it's a struggle for him. But
Yeah,
it looked brilliant from here.
yeah, you were looking
I can't play
settled
much better
and
than
really
that.
comfortable. Yeah,
And the top.
The pace of the table's really good.
The top looked really good as well.
You like
on the stream. I'm glad you lived up to it.
Right.
And we've
speaking
got
of,
quite a few congratulatory chats.
yeah,
There's Hoppy there. He is just a different gravy. Davy Grant, making the game look easy.
Aye.
Even a nice comment from your brother.
I know. No, it's we didn't have Regan's abuse on the commentary tonight, though.
No, he's banned.
how'd you know we weren't abusing you?
No, thanks everybody for tuning in. I'm away to get pish.
That's your champion,
Yeah,
Graham
that's your
Scales.
champion. Right.
Congratulations, Graham.
I'll go and sort out the prize.
You want a juice?
No, I'm good, mate. I think what we need to do is say a thank you to our sponsors, which is GD Flooring, DNR Respray, and Mikey's Line. So thanks to them. Without them, you know, it's important to have your sponsors here to get this stuff done. And yeah, thank you everyone who chimed in. I don't know if there's going to be any sort of display on the camera for Scales getting his trophy, but I have no idea. Thanks for tuning in, Abdi. Have a good night.
Thank you very much to everyone that's watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you haven't, like and subscribe our YouTube page.